Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm Ange O'Neill. This is Beyond Code Live, and we are now on part 12 of our JavaScript blog as easy as gist series. And what I'm going to be working on is, well, essentially, we've made it easier to work with an existing blog so that you paste in your repo URL, you set a couple of parameters about it, and then you can click the add to GitHub or the add to Git button, and then it'll create a new page for you. So it basically gives you a front end for an existing blog like Hugo or Zora, was it Zola? Zola, sorry, Zola. Um, and Gatsby is something that we can add as well. So the different blog systems will be easy to add in, and what's there already with a small change you can work with pretty much any. This is going to be a front end for pretty much any blog system, and I want to make it easier to get started with a blog. And so my buddy, he's got a template called Eon for Hugo, and what we're going to do is make a GitHub template that's associated with GitHub Action and GitHub Pages, so that if you don't already have a blog, you can get started like that, just a couple of clicks, and then be off to the races. So, and here's an example of this is the Eon theme. So this is my blog, and then everything's formatted nicely. Tables, all the stuff that you'd have in Markdown, code is formatted nicely. Lists, everything that Markdown does, it's there. Okay, so I have the chat is open both on the YouTubes and the Twitches. So if you want to hit me up with comments or questions there, when I'm looking here, I am looking at the chat. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have, whoops, there we go. I was in the wrong screen there. Actually, I don't want to be in Bliss. Let me go back. Go here. And I think I might just have to clone it again. Okay, I've got a fork here of Eon. I need to bring that up to date with the master. So I'm just going to go ahead and clone this. Do I have Eon already? I do have Eon already, but I don't know if it is. Let's see. Git checkout. What is this? Master? Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and git pull origin master, and let's git pull upstream master. All right. So I've got that, and then there's a couple things that I want to do before I move on to making. So there's the theme. We have to create. Let's see, did we get the documentation for this? There was some documentation for this that I think I may have misplaced, unfortunately. It might be in one of my other branches if I'm lucky. Git checkout base URL src. No, okay. Let me get my bearings real quick, because there's the theme. The theme has to go into a Hugo blog. So the theme is one thing, the blog is another thing. And so we're going to create a template out of a Hugo blog that is using the Eon theme. And I think I just need to go up one level. Let me see what's here. Let's see. I think it was my site. Yeah, that's where I started this on. I should probably rename my site to list template. Maybe we'll call it Eon template. I don't know. Let's call it blog template. All right. So here, I think the to-do is where my README is. Yeah. Okay. So currently in my themes directory, I have my own custom stuff that I've got going on. Let me check this out. Base, relative, source, and href. Okay. That was fixed. So I'm just going to have to just do some fixes first. I need to, first and foremost, make sure that, let me open up another terminal here. I got to make sure that my fork is clean. I have the latest master. Let me do remote-v so I can see what remotes I have here. So upstream. So I want to make sure that I can get pull upstream master. I think I just did this. So this should do nothing. All right. And then I should be able to get checkout upstream master. Sure. And then let's see if there's any difference between that and my master. None. Good. So let's go back to that then. And I need to see what, there was one issue that was still open here that I want to make sure gets closed out first. This is really important to me. Make sure that we have an edit link. So I'm going to take this suggest edit. I'm going to create a new, yeah, I don't want to do that one yet. I'm going to get checkout -b. I'm going to call this AJ edit. And we're going to pull upstream suggest edit. Cool. And then we're going to push origin AJ edit. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. So what I did there was I've got a submodule already set up. And we'll go over this. I'm kind of in the middle of it. We'll go over it more as I get towards creating the README. We'll go through the steps from start to finish of adding this as a submodule to a Hugo template. But I want to get this bit, this suggest edit link. So essentially, if I am on this blog page here, I want an edit button right there. So for myself, because I'll come back to my blog, the reason I have my blog primarily is so I can reference things that I need to know. So I come back here and it's like, oh, actually, I want to make sure that I've got this and some extra information in this table. And so I'll go and I'll want to click edit to take me back to the GitHub page. And so that's what I'm working on right now is I want to get that in place. So what I'm going to do, let's see what branches we're at. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fetch origin. So I'm in a different terminal, and I'm going to pull down this AJ edit. So git checkout AJ edit. Git reset hard. Git checkout AJ edit. Git checkout. Let's see. Git checkout master. Great. Git remote -v. All right, so it's got, oh, okay. We're going to go down one layer deeper because this has got some messed up stuff with the way that the submodule is. Submodules are a pain. I don't understand them fully. It's easy enough to add them, but when you need to edit them, they can be really annoying. So I'm going into this test template blog where I've got that theme already set up, and I'm going to do git fetch origin here, and I've got the branch that I want. So first, let me see, do I have any outlier? Oh, this one was a good one actually. I'm going to commit this. I'm going to stash this because we're going to bring this in as part of this new change set. So we're going to check out AJ edit. I'm going to diff that from master, which actually first we need to go check out master, pull master. Now git check out AJ edit. Now git diff from master, and we should see very little is different. Okay. Interesting. Let me go. I'm going to bring this back over here. I think I failed to push my master to make it up to date. Git push origin master. There we go. Okay. So now if I do git pull, there we go. That's what I was expecting. Okay, now I can check out AJ edits. A little confusing working between the fork and the upstream, but we're going to get this here. Okay, now if I do git diff master, what have we got? This looks... Okay, partial categories. I don't know what this is. Footer. Suggest edit. Suggest edit. Okay. All right, we'll see how this looks. First of all, let me just build. I'm going to run Hugo. I need to go up a directory. Let's run Hugo, and let's see what. Actually, I'm going to run probably Hugo serve. Hugo deploy, Hugo server. Is that what I want? Okay. Let's go take a look at this. Oh, and of course it's going to come up in the wrong window. Give me just a second here. Okay, that's all I had. Sometimes I have this nagging feeling that something's in my copy buffer, and I have to go make sure that there's nothing there that's important. Okay. Here we are. Oh, I need to turn the suggest edit feature on. Let me do git rebase master. All right. Good. So this is all up to date. Param suggest edits. Let me go back. I'm going to update the config.yaml and say params suggest edits is true. And we're going to run that Hugo server again. Let's see. Okay, cool. So I don't like the placement there. I'm going to recommend a different placement. Yeah, I don't like that there at all. Okay, so we are going to move this. All right, RG suggest. We're going to move this to the blog head where we have the title. No. That's not what I want. I want, where do we have the date? Where do we have, let's see. May 2nd. What is this called? This is where I want to put it. Right up here at the top. Date author post meta head. Okay. I think I know where that is. I think it's called post meta head. All right. So let's try this out and see how it feels. I don't want to get too into the designy bits of it, but I do need that to be there before I go on. Okay. Oh, dang it. That's why. I kind of just want to call this edit. There we go. I don't know what's kosher in this system. Suggest edit. We're going to go into config.yaml. Okay, what's the prevailing methodology? Are we doing underscores? Are we doing camel case? What are we doing? All right, partial is edit. And then really, I just kind of want to check out partial date and see what this is like. And then edit should be about the same. And then I need to go look at that issue because for the Hugo blog, we need some specific variables, some of which are not set. So I know in the config.yaml, we're going to have to create a git host. And the git host is going to have to be, or maybe it's git repo. Yeah, git repo is going to be for this one. Let's actually do it like this. I know it. So we're going to have git host. And we're going to say this is GitHub because GitHub and Git are different. So it'll be github.com, coolage86, test template. What is it called? Test template blog. Test template blog. That is our Git repo. And then let me go check on the issue that I had open. Well, he had open. But I had some stuff in here. Okay, we're going to need git host. Oh, we're going to need git branch. Which would be cool if we could parse that, but that would probably require some additional work. All right. I think it would be okay. Now we need to specify all three of these. That seems to make the most sense. Oh, and I want this to be, let's do git mv. We're going to move this. to edit.html. All right, and we're going to need to have site. Let me check out what this is going to be. Okay. I think I can just copy and paste this. Href equals else href equals. I hope that I actually just get this right. That'd be really cool. And yeah, that might be all we need to get that edit button there. But I think that's the key thing that was missing for this to be a system that makes sense, because we want to be able to use Bliss to create new files. But then once that kind of handles the file creation is where you have extra metadata that you have to create, like having a UUID potentially for some sort of plugin to identify the post, having the date, the time, the description. And what I would like to, one thing I'd like to work towards is kind of on the DL right now, would be being able to take a screenshot of a preview and have that be the open graph image that describes the post. So anyway, but the edit, just going back directly to the get site makes sense. So we've got get base URL. I think get repo makes more sense here, because it's not really base URL. Or get repo URL, we could call it that, whichever. That works fine. Okay, so suggest an edit. Sure. And let me go back on the hero server and see what we get. All right, that looks good. I like it. I don't know what all this extra space is about up here. Cool. And then let's see what happens when I click on it. Did not quite work. Let's figure out why it didn't quite work. Is it the double slash? No, it's not the double slash. What is it? Let me go ahead and take this. Let's see. All right. So we go to blog. Ah. Yes. I see now why it was called base URL and why that makes sense. Because it needs to be, well, edit main blog hello. So the dir, I think I'm actually getting a little bit of mixed information here. So if we go to Hugo, file variables, there should be a variable that is the full path. So the original relative path of the page relative to the content dir. That's not what I want. I want, given the path, the relative directory, file content will be returned. Note the separators. So that's not what I want. Relative to the content dir. I want the full path name. File content base name. There is either translation base name or the name of container folder. What? I'm a little confused here. I'm going to try putting in this content base name. See what we get. All right. But we might have to include that. That would stink. And apparently that would not be necessary. And the only difference between these two is edit underscore versus edit, I think. I'm going to run the server again. Oh no. Unclosed action. What did I do? File content base name. Okay. Oh, weird. Okie dokie day. Let's go back and figure out. Oh, where'd it go? Ah, I gotta go back a couple steps. Ah, that's the other thing I need to do here. Let me go ahead and do that first. So this should have either case, this should have target equals blank so that it opens up in the Git system. And oh, hello, welcome. Feel free to ask me if you got any questions. So I'm working on the Hugo template right now. I'm adding an edit button so that it will allow us to go back to edit the file. Because the ideal path is going to be, if you're creating a file, you start creating the file from Bliss, but once you've had it fill out all of the stuff that's tedious, which is kind of the YAML and the description, like that's what Bliss is for the tedious stuff. But once you're actually on your blog, I would like it so that I can get here. Okay, what is this? Why is this not working? Okay, I think that I'm just going to have to settle for there is not a file variable that does what I want, which makes me very sad. Okay. Content base name. I was thinking this would be, yeah, we got path. There is no way to get to the content directory. But maybe since it's Hugo, can we expect it to always be content? I think we can. I think that's just a given in Hugo. So let's move forward with the assumption that that is a given in Hugo, that it's just going to be called content. So I'll go ahead and get rid of this, which obviously was not the correct variable. And I wonder if there is a way. In this particular instance, nah, I'm going to leave these. The only difference between the way that GitHub, GitLab, and Git do their URLs is that Git for some reason puts an underscore, and I think I kind of get it because it's basically it's an internal system action rather than part of the path, and so putting the underscore makes that easier basically for everybody involved to understand that. And but I kind of wish they just kept to the way that GitHub does it so that you don't have to have special logic for it when you're building around it. But then again, very few people are building around Git and Git in this particular way. So, meh, what do you do? By the way, when I am looking this way, I am looking at the comments. So I don't always check. I don't have a sound or anything. I'd love to know how to get a sound to go off when there's a comment. But uh, the so I just have to look over here and check occasionally. So if you do leave something, just know when I'm looking over there, that's what I'm checking for. All right, so we're going to run our Hugo server one more time. And we're going to refresh this one more time. And we're going to click here one more time. All right, great. Okay, this is perfect. This works great. This is exactly what I want it to be. And let me think if there's anything else. Yes, there is another thing that I want to do. So I want this to be accessible from JavaScript so that some JavaScript on the page could also create that edit button. And because I want there to be basically a sign-in type of thing. So in where we have this themes, I'm going to go ahead into the head here, and I'm going to put in, let's see, let me figure out what this thing was called for. Okay, get repo. So we're going to do if is set dot params get repo, and then we're going to put in name is equal to get repo, and content is equal to dot get repo. There we are. And then we also want get host. Should be get host. And well, I guess this only even makes sense if we're doing get repo. Could it make sense otherwise? I don't think so. Go with get host. And let's see. And we would need get branch as well. And then get, I don't know, maybe get base path. Not sure what this should be called. And there's no slashes in this. Let me think about this. We want to be able to append. Let me see. All right, so I don't end that with a slash because the next thing should be able to end with a slash. But we also, let me go back and look at where I had this. I have the slashes on either side there. Let me see what that actually opens up to presently. Copy link address. All right, do I get extra slashes right now? No, I don't get extra slashes. And I'm adding a slash on the beginning. So this does not begin with a slash. And this does not have a slash in it. So I guess that shouldn't have a slash either, and we should be good. Okay, so let's do a get diff between master again and see what we've got here, because I think there's some styling stuff that probably doesn't need to be there. Extend dot columns, suggest edit. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I'm going to actually get rid of this. Or I'm going to do git reset head tilde. I only wanted to reset that one file, right? And then the other thing that I want to do, I don't think I did anything with that. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to do is maybe just move. I think I'm just going to put that as hidden, have it always be there, but just have it be hidden. That's what I would actually prefer. So let's not do it like that, but rather let's go into the partial and say class is equal to edit, and then one, two, three, four. I think we're doing 4 spaces in this repository. I don't remember. But basically, if not, then let's make that hidden. I'm not sure. We're going to have to work out the spacing because I don't know. I'm going to have to, Ryan and I are just going to have to communicate about that. And he's probably not going to like this idea very much because it puts extra HTML on the page that doesn't need to be there. But what I want to be able to do is have it, what I want to do is upgrade this to the point where you can log into your blog and get access to extra stuff, and such as the edit button. So we shall see. Anyway, where was that head at? All right, so yeah, ultimately that's the right thing to do there. Yeah, it feels a little bit ugly in this format, but whatever. Meaning the spacing and stuff doesn't quite look right. But I'm going to just run the server on this again and make sure this is still looking good. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. All right, so let's refresh, and then, all right, I click edit. It works. It's editing the content. Great. All right, cool. This is excellent. Now the next bit is I actually want to change. I don't want show edit to be is set. I think I want it to be true. I'm going to go back into here. Show edit if not. There we go. There was an, yeah, this is set stuff. No index should actually, this is basically draft mode, but it's like a unlisted. I think that instead of no index, unlisted might be the better term to use, but no index makes sense. But what this really should be is, because it's either going to be true or false. So it shouldn't be if not is set. It should just be if or if not, I think. I could be wrong about that. Because if something's not there, I don't know. Okay, so this is what I need to do then. I need to go in here and I need to comment this out, and I need to make sure that the renderer doesn't barf on it. So it should disappear, right? It did not disappear. Why did it not disappear? There's a question for you. Let's see. What I want to know. Oh, dang it. I'm getting confused with all the different files there are. So if this is equal to t, we do this. Otherwise, we do this. That's working. Where'd my hidden go? Okay. If not or not I don't know. Will that work? Okay, good. Let's see. What is it? Go templates. HTML template. I don't know if this has an is set. I think that might be a Hugo thing. Hugo is set. Hey Nick. So I'm going through some Hugo stuff because I decided the next thing to do really is to get a template that other people can use for people that don't already have a blog. So if somebody's got a blog and they're just looking for the front end, Bliss is doing that. It's doing it pretty well. But I want, if they don't already have a blog, I want them to be able to get a blog very quickly. Okay. If is set. Okay, this is all site level configuration keys are stored as lowercase. Therefore, myparam key value set in your configuration file needs to be accessed. Myparam. Oh. There we go. For example, using with. That's a little confusing. So it's saying that the casing is always going to be lowercase, essentially, is what I read that as. So I wonder if I could do this and get away with it, or if not. Well, let's try it out. Well, it was working, wasn't it? This was working. Oh, maybe it wasn't. All right, well, what I need then, this is what I need to do. I need to make this wrong so I can see if it works. So if not is set, show edit. So if show edit is not set, then this should be hidden, right? So what I should see here is that should be hidden now. Why is this not hidden? Good news is that, okay. Oh man, this is confusing. This was working before. Now it's not working. I think the documentation might be wrong. Or no, let's do this. Get repo, get repo. I prefer underscores anyway. Get branch. Oops. Let's see how, if we go into, yeah, I want to look at the source of this page. Get me out of here. Where's my HTML? Um, where? Okay, console. Source. Where's the source? Show me the source. No, I don't. I want. Oh, this is a folder now. Okay. Maybe. Yes, there we go. That's what I want. What I want to see is, do we have the metas that I'm looking for? And it doesn't look like we do. We don't have the metas I'm looking for. All right. Let me look at params here. Params. When I look over here, I'm checking for comments, by the way, just so you know. So if I don't respond to a comment, it's because comments are over here, not over here. So you just wait a little bit. I'll eventually check. I'm going through some Go template stuff, and params. So that's checking correctly. Okay, that should all be good now. Params. And this should be get repo, get host, get branch. So I'm going to go back out. Probably open up another window so I can have that server running in one and have watch exec on it, reloading it. I'm just really confused as to why the edit button is showing, essentially, and why these aren't showing. Bah, this is frustrating. Like, I'm even more baffled that it seems that if I click copy link address here, okay, so that is working. So the templates are working enough for the edit button to have the right information. And these are definitely set. So if let me go look at the documentation again. All right, is set dot params project URL is set index is set key. If is set looks right. Maybe because I'm putting in parentheses. It doesn't need parentheses. If those are set. Oh, also, I guess I need to give this the same treatment here. Let me go check. Get host, and then get base path. Or let's just call it get content path. I don't know. It's not really a get thing. That's a Hugo thing, I guess. Maybe I could call it Hugo content. Anyway. Get repo is definitely set in config.yaml, right? Oh, I also need to make sure that head is called with context. Yes, it is. So when you call a partial with a Go template, well, with a Hugo template, you have to call it with a dot. Otherwise, not everything gets passed in. It seems like that should be automatic, but it isn't. Oh, this is the stuff that I don't like. I mean, because you just spend a lot of time, you know, just banging your head. It's like, why doesn't it work as documented? Okay, let's inspect this. Let's go up to the head, see what the head looks like. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I have a thought though. I have a thought. I wonder if it's .site.params. I'm going to check that real quick. See, I kind of wish it would just give an error, you know, and say, yeah, this is what your error is. So note here, well, I don't know that his stuff was working. I don't know that he's tested that and that it's working. Okay, this was obviously wrong, but that shouldn't make the whole line not appear. Or maybe it does, because maybe if there's an error, then everything inside the block goes away. So that's possible. So let's put this, yeah, let's go ahead and try that there. I'm going to Hugo server this. I'm going to inspect. And I'm going to check up in the head here. Okay, now we've got some more stuff. So it looks like we needed the .site. Yeah, it's the different levels of scope and context. If you remember the Angular days, you'd have these problems in Angular too, as in Angular also, where you think that the scope belongs in one place, but it actually belongs in another. So it's .site.params, not .params, except that when it is .site.params, but depending on what partial is being loaded, there's a different context that it's being loaded with. And I mean, it looks like it's just dot, so it should be the root context. I guess that makes sense. And I'm guessing he must have not tested this, because I don't think that could have possibly worked. But also, we don't need the parens, so I'm going to ditch the parens on that. And then, what's the other thing? Okay, so this is what's crazy. Let's look at this one more time. All right. .site params, if it's equal to GitHub. So I've got it set on the wrong thing so that I know if the testing condition works, because it's going to give me the bad link. If it's set to GitHub, it's going to give me the GT link, but this is because I actually want it to give me the wrong link. Uh-oh, what did I do? Execute of template main post meta error, edit error calling. Okay, what's the actual error? Wrong number of arguments for not. Okay, all right. I hear ya. So when it's a not, if not. Oops. By the way, if you want to get ripgrep, which is just a faster grep that is sensitive to git ignore and will ignore things like node modules and whatever, webinstall.dev/rg. Easiest way to get ripgrep. And it's got nice colors. It's basically grep with all the right options turned on by default and uses ignore files, including .ignore, .gitignore, and a couple of others. Okay. So, apparently this does need, when it's a not, it does need the parens. This is one thing that I think the Git authors got almost everything perfect, but Go templates is one thing where I don't know. I don't know that they got that one perfect. Okay. So my confidence that the equals worked is high. I'm going to go swap that again real quick. But it seems like if the equals works, so we're going to find out right now if that did work or if it was just my imagination. Because if I click on it right now, it's going to take me to an error page. Okay, and if I refresh, then it's going to take me to the edit page. So that confirms that that one thing is absolutely working. I'll be really curious to see what happens then if I just comment this out. So let's say get host. So let's say I just comment this out. Now what behavior is it going to choose? It should choose the correct behavior because it doesn't exist, so it can't equal that thing. But let's see what behavior it chooses. Okay, it worked. All right. So why, I mean, y'all take a look with me here. Okay. Make the screen bigger so you can look with me and help me figure out what's going on here. I said if not is set. This is not set. Then hidden should be true. Hidden should exist. Right? So we know this is working. I mean, maybe I could do, I don't know. And I'm going to look at the documentation again. I'm going to read it word by word. Returns true if the parameter is set. Okay, which is not necessarily what I want. What I really want is if it equals to true. But returns true if the parameter is set. So this is false. Not false is true. So if true, hidden. Now let me just do some crazy check because it is possible, is totally possible to make hidden properties not display none. Oh. That's what's going on here. It is being set to hidden. Its display being hidden is being overridden by display flex. That is what is going on. Huh. It seems like that, whatever. Whatever. Okay, well, there's multiple problems here, multiple things going wrong. At one point that was not working, but it's okay. Because in fact, that was just going down the rabbit hole. Because what I really want to know is simply, is this equal to true? Because if show edit is not true, then it should be hidden. And the other thing that I want to figure out with this is back up just one. We have post meta head. What is causing this little dot to appear? Can someone riddle me this? I'm going to take a look at, I don't think the SCSS has anything to do with it. All right, let me just take a look at everything here. Let's just kind of holistically get a view of this. Are you able to display the parameter values? Probably, but we solved it now, so. Yeah, logging out what stuff is not apparent to me yet. Okay. So this whole bit is my edit button. Okay, and this whole bit is my head, and got rid of that, added this, got rid of that. Okay, now what was it? I did a git reset on this one. Let me see what was the difference there. I don't think either one of those are needed now. It doesn't matter because they don't match what I'm doing. I don't need to rebuild the SCSS because this doesn't even apply anymore. But I'm going to include it in the commit. Okay. But I am still curious. Layout partials, post meta head. And then what do we have? Date, last mod, and date. So let's look at date, last mod. Does this have a little dot in front of it? Maybe the class date, last mod contains a dot. But this is the thing, I'm like, what is this dot about? And actually, let me go edit this real quick. Because that should now be last mod. So let me do what date last mod. That's what the class is. All right, here's a P. There's date last mod. But that doesn't exist. Do we have author? I think we do. Close out of this. 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 I don't need any of those things. So I thought we had an author. Where's our author? Let's take a look at what happened to author here. Author.html params.author.name. Let me look at my config. Whoa, what is that doing? Dang it, I accidentally hit the help button. Okay. Okay, where's author? params.author.name. Params.author. I bet right here author. Author.get. I don't understand that. Site.author.name. Okay, yeah, let's set that. Oops. So we should be able to set author and then put these three things so that they appear in site author, right? And then if we run this again, oops. There we go. Wonderful. get that like we're supposed to. And then I think what I need to do is go into content, blog, and hello. And then this should be last mod. Okay. Why are we not seeing last mod? Oh, because they're the same. Okay, got it. So that's cool. That makes sense. Don't display updated. So let me make it display updated though. Let's say, oh gosh, this was a long time ago. What's today's date? 3rd? Or no, tomorrow's the 3rd. Today's still the 2nd. Cool beans. All right, updated. Yeah, I'd kind of want to move the original date down here, but whatever. Let me take a look. I'm not clear on what is causing. I guess it's just some style causes the span. Okay. All right. That kind of makes sense. But then if this is hidden, but it's not hidden, because of flex thing. So even though it's hidden, it's not, last child something or other, I bet. What trickery is this? Yes. Okay, let me check next to the title. Could I just throw this thing over by the title? Would that work at all? All right, spend too much time on something that's not my forte. I need to go worry about the things that are my forte. Okay. Could we have a little floating edit mabob? Could that work? Because I think what would be ideal, and if whoever is watching, I don't know is if Nick is still watching, I'm going to get somebody else welcome. I don't know if you're just returning or if you're new, person that just came in. But this would be, if you're a front-end person, how might I make this look nice, essentially? Okay, that's making that small seems like that did nothing, pretty much. Because what would be really cool is if, I don't know where exactly edit should go, but edit should go somewhere. And right there feels like it's a little too little. But you know what? We need to put some lorem ipsum up in here. Let me just grab some lorem ipsum. Or I could grab from another post, but there we go. Let's just grab. Oh, that's confusing. Is that working? Okay. Serves my purposes just fine. I just needed some sample text of some sort so that I can kind of get a feel for this, because most posts, I mean, a post could be that little. Okay, with that type of content, the edit doesn't seem too out of place. But it'd be cool maybe if when the edit's being shown that if it would float right here beside the hello. But I don't know how to make something align vertically. I don't know. Is there a center text vertically? It seems like one of those memes of, it's 2021. How do I vertically center text? Nobody knows. Vertical line middle. Okay. So let me just try a little something. And then I'm going to give up, because what I've got there is good enough to meet my needs. And I shouldn't spend time on things that I'm not good at. I should focus on my strengths where I can make a difference, and let other people who have this strength spend their time on it. But I'm just gonna try one more thing. Style equals vertical middle, and font size is 0.5 em rem. I don't even know what that means. All right, so let me do edit as HTML. Sorry, I'm doing this on the other screen. I should bring this over, but I don't want it to cover up what I'm actually working on, and I want to have the space to work with it. So I am, yeah, see now it's kind of covering up my space. Okay, edit as HTML. Let's see what happens if I just plop this in here. Again, I'm not a front-end guy. Oh, okay. That actually worked out really well. I could go with that. And then maybe I could give this, what is it, a little more padding maybe? So let's say font size is 1 rem. Yeah, that looks all right. This definitely doesn't appear to be aligning vertically, but whatever. And then let's say padding is 0.5 rem. I don't know. I don't even know what a rem is. That looks fine. That actually looks all right. That looks all right. In fact, I think that looks better, honestly. So I'm going to annoy the bejeebies out of Ryan when I make a PR that has this nasty thing being done this terrible way in it, but whatever. For some of us, this is all we have. All right. Oops. Style. Oh yeah, we're gonna, let's see. We're gonna really irk CSS expert nerves here. So I'm also gonna say display none. There we go. Now I'm going to look up the Golang template documentation real quick. Text and spaces. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to have the minus on this side and the minus on this side. Because then what's going to happen is this is going to align perfectly. Same thing here. I think that's generally what we want in this. Because then it's going to do what we expect it to do. Okay. Yeah. Same thing here. This one actually there we go. So this is actually going to end up looking much nicer. Let's see, what other files did I touch in here? Let me go ahead and just pretty them all up like that. Alrighty, so yeah. I'll just pretty up all the files that I touched so that their output looks right. And that one's not going to look right, but that's because it's nested. And let's see. Just checking to see if we got any comments or anything. Hello. Welcome, newcomer, or same comer, refreshing the page, whatever you might happen to be. I think I've got my template problem worked out. It only took me, an hour and a half to figure out how to add an edit button, but whatever. That's such as life. Code life. All right. So I'm just reviewing, I think for the final time here. I want to make sure that I got my the minus on a Go template means that it's going to eat space from that direction. So it's going to basically hidden is going to get bumped up to right here. And then all of the space from this minus to this minus, all of the white space is going to be deleted there. And same thing with this one. So that's going to end up looking a lot nicer. And then it's going to get run prettier on it as part of the build step too. Okay, this one, did I put that in right? That looks right. Okay. All that looks right. That looks right. That. I'm actually, oh, this is, I kind of messed up on this. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. Whoops. And we're going to move it to wherever the title is. So layouts, partials. Where do you think the title might be? Blog head, maybe? Where's, I don't see an H1 here. Okay, let's look for H1. Or maybe it wasn't an H1, maybe it's an H2. Layouts, blog, single. H1. I am abusing the system. All right, cool. So let's, oh, right. Let's give this one last run. Check it out one last time. Okay, this looks good. Except that, wow, come on. Come on. What's wrong now? Oh. Okay, I got it. I understand. It deleted all the space, just like I told it to. Why wouldn't it delete all the space that I told it to? Which one was this? Edit. Because I told it to delete all the space on both sides. Can't tell it to do that if that's not what I want. Because it's going to do what I tell it to do, not what I imagine that it ought to do. There we go. Do I want that to go there? Because I could put it like this. Okay, if that's what I want, hold on. 2, 3, 4. That, I think that will end up being the right spacing. It's good when the source code looks good too. That's my opinion. All right. So edit button is functional, but we have a problem, which is that the edit button right now, the way that it is designed, okay, display none was not set. Why was that? Was that correct? If show edit is not equal to true, is show edit equal to true? Show edit is equal to true. I'll just put it there. Like that. Okay. So show edit is equal to true. Now show edit is not equal to true. Now it is not there. Cool. All right, I like that. I don't think Ryan's going to like it, but I like it. And I think I'm going to go one further on this. I kind of want to say that we can put what we want it to say there. And I wonder if I can make that work. Because now it wouldn't be equal to true. It might be an is set that I need to do. Because if not is set, there we go. Yeah, so we're going back to this madness, but with a very particular purpose in mind. Wait a minute. Oh, that messes up the... Okay. I guess that's okay. That leaves inconsistent quotes, but whatever. We'll deal. All right, and then where does it actually have whatever? Okay, down here. Down here. So what I want then is .siteparams.show edit. Oops, stop doing that. That's not what I wanted. And then I can choose whether it says edit or suggest edit or whatever I want it to say. So let me go ahead and test this. Dang it. Why am I having a hard time here? Config. There we go. It wasn't showing up with the right auto suggest for whatever reason. Okay, so let's run through the paces here. So I'm going to do show edit is commented out, in which case we should not see the edit button, and we don't. And then I'm going to do, we have show edit, but it's an empty string, which that'll be interesting. It should essentially yield the same result, which it does. Technically it's there. If we go to inspect and we look, we'll see that the link in fact is there, but there's no way to click it, which is fine. Like I'm okay with that. We can put edit, and then that will give us edit, or I can put here suggest edit, and then we get suggest edit. I like it. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me for now. I can actually deploy with this. Okay. Wow. Feature, show edit. Okay. Show an edit button with the text of show edit when set. Boom. All right. And let's go here. And I'm going to make that pull request. Yeah. And let's just take a look. Whoop, that's not what not them rebase. Get rebase, silly. Okay, so I'm going to actually reword this and then squash this. Or I guess we can just pick and squash. That will do exactly what I want. That's it. Cool. And let's get rid of that head 10 thingy. That's not what I wanted. And let's do force push. And then I'm going to go to the repo here where we have suggest edit link. And this is not going to get accepted, but it is going to be a talking point. So let me actually go back here. Compose for F, document in README. Oh, I need to document it in the README. Substitute for, okay, show edit will cause edit button to appear near title with the text of show edit. And I should go ahead and screenshot this. He's going to hate it. He's going to hate it. Let me pull in that screenshot. Looking over, seeing if we got any comments. When I'm looking right here, I'm looking for comments. Feel free to ask me any questions. to sidetrack me with a story. Nothing makes me feel better than not getting anything done. So, well, that's not true, but typically whatever comments come up make for either good stories or are relevant. Let's see. Show edit will cause, and then I need to document in the README. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go and put in the README. Wait, no index. We don't have no index. Features, rules to live by. Yeah, indeed. Partials should never have an unequal number of opening and closing tags. Although, Ryan, sometimes you break things up too small. I think that date thing might be a little much, like breaking up an individual span or div or whatever into its own partial. I don't know. Maybe it gets used in multiple places. Okay, Hugo quick starts, global dependencies. All right. Do we have variables? Variables. Let's see, installation, config. So YAML what do we have here? I don't think I ended up using base URL anymore. Let's see, base URL. Was it base URL or base URL? Okay. We don't need any of that mess. Here we go. README. John Doe at example.com. Phone isn't actually used as of yet. Gravatar, true. Your user, your repo. If you want an edit or suggest edit button. We don't actually use discus URL yet, so all of these things have to be true. If you'd like a your titles. And actually, I kind of, I'll just say show edits. Let's see here. It can be convenient, whoops, if you like having an edit button on your posts for convenience. Well, this other stuff. Set show edit. Let's see. To the text you wish to display, as well as the get stuff. if get repo et al are set, they will also appear in the head as like this. Put the HTML on there. Meta name equals get repo content equals. Oh, and I need to put the trailing slash in there too. Wait, what have I got in my copy buffer? Oh, it's exactly that. All right, cool. So I'm going to finish up this documentation. I don't know that that's the best way to word this. If you got a better idea, let me know. I am also going to copy this. Oh, and super pro tip, of course, that I forgot to do, KBD. KBD makes your stuff look great. Gives a border to your images. Very nice. Okay. Got any comments here? No? All right, let me just think about this one more time. It's so rough to get wording right in documentation. If you like having an edit button on your post for convenience, set show edit to the text you wish to display. You'll also need to set get stuff in order to construct the link. Okay. If get repo et al are set, they will appear. Probably shouldn't use Latin. I'll just stick to English. If get repo I don't know. Is that etc.? Maybe, oh, etc. There we go. Get repo, etc. are set. They will also appear in head like this. There we go. Let's move that down, put that here. Actually, yeah, okay, this makes sense because this image is showing the author name and the gravatar and all that stuff. So that's cool. Yeah, so that's good. The one last thing that I might want to change here was it in the edit? Really, I would say it's fair that if not is set dot site dot params get repo. So no, be if is set, yeah, and then end that there. Okay, that seems right. Because if get repo isn't set, then there's not much we can do. Like showing this won't make any sense if get repo isn't set. And I think, yeah, get branch. I should be able to default that. Whatever. I'm not going to deal with it right now. Do a little get diff cached and check out. Sure, good enough. Actually, being pedantic here, but get commit sham docs document show edit gravatar author, etc. And then I'm going to add this thing, add layouts, this is just a fix up. And then I'm going to move this here, and then it's going to get merged into that one. And now I'm going to push it, and it's going to be all good. And then I'm going to link him to where he can view my changes. So where are my changes? Right here. You can preview the config documentation here. There we go. Because, you know, it doesn't really give you a sense of what it looks like to click on the File Change tab. It does give a sense of what it looks like to do that. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how I accidentally have him committing, and oh, it's probably because I folded in some of his commits into this. That's why. Yep, got it. Okay, and then documentation for variables. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Now we can move on to the good stuff. I feel good about that. It is what it is. It is what it's going to be. Okay, we're going to do update Eon. What can we rebase here? Like a million D? Oh, not quite. Interesting. I'm very surprised. Oh, I have unstage changes. Sure. Definitely need to commit those 100% for sure. What about these other ones? What are they? Get div content, index. Yeah, I do want to get rid of that. Oh. Oh, where was that one? Hold on. Okay, I think there was something here that I actually did want. No, it wasn't that. There was something about site.title that I had in here that I need to bring over, I think. Or maybe not. Because I was going to use, or it should be page title. Page title, because there was something here where if there isn't a page title, I was going to use site title instead. But I don't remember where it was. And whatever, it'll come back around. Especially with this. Okay, so let me go back here to where this is being hosted locally. And the question is, all right, so title is not being set. And we want title to be set. And I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to go back to, let's see, get checkout-b title. And I think it was here. No, was it here? Base of head, partial head. It's the head. The head is missing the title, if I recall correctly. Partials, head.html. There is no title. That is correct. So it should be if is set dot page dot title. It's not is set. It should be if not equal page title to empty string, then, oops. Oh, we should have this in here too. Oh, bother. I don't want to, dang it. Okay, we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it simple. Dot page dot title. And then otherwise, we'll do site title. Else site title. There we go. Let me try running this one. All right, cool. So we get page title. And actually, I think I wanted to do, whoops, a little bit more than that. Because I guess really it would be like this. Yeah, because we're going to put in the site title no matter what. We just want to know, are we including the page title or not? That's kind of where we're at, I think. Yeah, that should be it. All right, and then I'm going to, let's see. Oops. Cool. So we've got our little page title there. And then how do I make the page title go away? Hero title. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Okay, it's just taking the title from the article. That looks good. Yep. All right, cool. I'm down. So feature, add title to head. There's a number of things that are missing that we're going to have to add. Oh, get push -u origin title. And then let me make a PR for that. Then we're ready to move on. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining in. When I'm looking over here, I'm looking at comments. So while I'm looking over here, I don't see them, just so you know. Feel free to ask anything at any time. Right now, I'm working on a Hugo theme template that a buddy of mine created that I want to make accessible for everybody else with this blogging front end that I've been developing this past week, which is the link is down in the doobly-doo if you want to see the full bit if you're just joining in for part 12 here. All right, so this should be a no-brainer. And this is page.title. Kind of like this, but with some if. There we go. And that one I expect will be accepted. So I'm going to check out AJ edit and I'm going to rebase title. And then I'm going to push that actually. and I force push to feature branches. That's how rebase works. So you'll notice I never use merge. I probably haven't used merge in, I don't know, a month or two. I don't ever use merge. And just rebase and feature branches, it's okay to force push to a feature branch because the whole point of a rebase is to keep things in logical order and not have to muck around with chronological order or see, things go in order rather than out of order when you use rebase. And I wish that GitHub, for one, would get on board because we're not in, the early 2000s anymore. It's been, a long time since Git introduced rebase, and GitHub has been dragging their feet on supporting it well. Well, I mean, making it easy to use in their interface. I don't know if they've fixed it yet. It used to do it wrong for a really long time, just like really wrong. Okay. Update config. I'm just doing junky commits here because all this stuff is going to go away anyway. I'm going to create a completely new template, and I'm going to pull stuff over and then recommit it. So all the commits that I've made here to this, because I was down in the theme repositories where I've been doing all the work. So down there, I want the commits to be nice and clean because I'm actually trying to get that through. But this stuff is just me goofing off, or experimenting rather, not goofing off. All right. All right, cool. Good enough. All right. Whoops. Update content. And I don't know what page.yaml was all about. Oh, that was just a note to self type of thing. All right, update Eon. I'm checking for comments right now. I see none. There's like a 10-second delay too, just so you know. Okay. Let's see what my history looks like. Update. Slashes again. Update. Yeah, I'm just gonna redo this thing from scratch. Okay. Here we go. So this should actually fire off. Let me get all of this stuff out of the way. I don't need any of it anymore. There we go. Test template blog. So we should see actions fire off and everything should have gone well. And so now if we go back and look at our site, actually I'm kind of surprised. Oh no, the blog, here we go. So see hello world, and I can go do suggest edit, and boom, ba-da-da-da. Yeah, I like that a lot. I wish I would float a little higher, but what do you do? I think it's okay. It looks okay over there. It just starts to get a little wide. I think I would just prefer updated date, and then maybe put the created date down at the bottom by categories. Yeah. Cool. All right, so I think now I'm going to be all right to say, let's go back to the Bliss template. Let's make this thing really work. Okay. I think I know what I need to do. We're going to go to Beyond Code. I'm just going to start this thing from scratch. Beyond Code. We're going to create a new repository. Or maybe I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to save this for later when I've got a little more spunk. Because I feel like this... We're going to do the test run on the one I've already got. I'm going to go back to the one I've already got here, and we're going to do the test run. So to do, we also need to get this to do stuff into the README for Eon. So I'm going to do checkout-b docs. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted. Checkout master, get branch-d docs, checkout-b docs. And then we're going to take this to do, which is basically just my documentation. And we're going to go into the README, and we're going to make the README a little better. All right, so installation, that's where most of the stuff is. Hugo new site, my site, cd my site. Can we just call this example.com? Get submodule add, yeah, that makes sense. So is this all correct? Get submodule init. Okay, but then we needed to do, we don't need to do the npm install anymore. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. So this actually should go down with rebuild assets. There should be a section like update Eon rebuild assets. Alrighty. If you change styles and want to rebuild the CSS files, here's how. And then you'll also want to run, I forget what it's called. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Dang it. What's going on here? Purge CSS. Purge CSS dist. What is this? To reduce the CSS size by 90% plus. There we go. Okay. So there we go. If you'd like to update your submodule of Eon and get the latest version. That looks right. I don't know what you call this, chore? Feature? Okay. And then No index. Ah, that was not in the documentation for no index needs to be documented. Let me go make a note of that. Oh, goodness. You think you're done. Let's see if we got no index mentioned here. Fix no. Okay. Add no index to docs in README. All right, I'm going to get rid of that from here. I don't know. This, I don't know if I need that here. What do I say? Scripts development. I don't know if that's right. Purge CSS is prettier. I don't remember what development does. Why it's different. All right. I don't remember. There's an npm install. I don't know if I'm sorry. I'm just babbling to myself because I don't actually know where the right place to document this is, because it seems like it should be somewhere else. It doesn't feel right there, but it needs to be documented, so I'm just going to put it here for now. It's better somewhere than nowhere, right? Because all of these notes that I have were things that, as Ryan and I were going through this together, I was jotting down what we actually did versus what was documented in the README. And so this isn't, I don't know, it's not perfect, but it's better than what was there before. And this, it makes sense from the perspective of the way this is being shown. This is how to use it. Yeah, sure. I'm on board with that. Yeah, okay. Looks good. All right. Important. Both Webpack and Hugo will be running their servers. Check the output message to be sure, but Hugo will probably be running on port 3000. There we go. Okay, this is a good docs update. Commit-m docs. Let's see, this is update according, I don't know, add more complete build, rebuild, dev build, rebuild. I don't know, what are we, let me take a look at that one more time and see. Git diff readme. Whoops, cached. All right, so we're talking about the dev steps, the build steps, update, yeah. And let's push that up to docs. Go back here. And we'll do one more pull request. And what I want to make sure he has is where to preview my changes. So let me get back to so annoying. All right, go to docs branch. There we go. And installation. You know what else this needs in the README? Is it needs an image, of course, of a site that's running Eon, so you can kind of get a sense for what does Eon look like. Because that's one of the things I have terrible trouble with tools that are visual tools that don't give you a way to see what is the tool. Why would I care? Because if you just came to this, like, you would have no reason to want Eon. It needs a list. It needs a list of example projects, sites that are using Eon. Yeah. Anyway, preview at, and I think I'm going to go ahead and edit that, add that to the README. This is what it looks like. Here are some sites that use Eon. Let's see. There we go. Nice. And we probably just want to shorten that down to make it nice and clean. Same thing here. It's all about the README, baby. And then let's just go take a screenshot of Ryan's landing page. Is kind of dull. But if we go to his blog, let's see, that one's pretty good. Oh, you tard. You tard. We have these little back and forth conversations. We kind of troll each other, and I told him he should put that in a blog, and then he, instead of putting the text, he put the image of the text just to be goofy, really. Okay, I think I'll just go to the first one he's got there. Oh man, he's got, wow, so much stuff. He's doing a good job. But I kind of want something that shows it off a little bit, but I don't know. How do you know what's going to show it off? Apparently, hot linking is no good. And this has been changed. The red lettering has been changed, so that we don't actually want to show that. Proxmox cheat sheet. But this one, it's too long before it gets to the... I want to be able to show in very little space what the code block looks like. Come on. Come on. He's just got all these intros. I want something that goes straight to a code block. Okay. This is doable. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to use my little trick here where I drag a screenshot into a comment so that it uploads to GitHub, and then surround it with KBD so that it gets a border. KBD. And then I'm going to go back here and paste that in. All right, docs, add preview. There we go. And then let's take a look at this. Oh, you know what? It doesn't really need the KBD thing. So, because it's got the drop shadow, the KBD isn't really necessary. So I'm going to get rid of that, re-add this, just call that fix up, rebase, and then squash that in. F origin docs. There we go. All right. And at this point, I think that I'm gonna go into. I don't need to rebase that one. Because that was only documentation updates. Yeah. So that one I can go without rebasing. But from here, okay, I can get rid of my to-do now because my to-do has been to done. Oops. Nope. Okay. Delete junk. Okay. Now, I need to go back to, I guess it's just the one right above here. And what do I need to do? I'm just going to bring everything over. Almost everything, that is. All right, we're gonna all the GitHub stuff is working now, so I'll bring that over. What else have we got? Config.yaml, sure, we can bring that over. Content doesn't really matter, shouldn't have to bring that over. Package.json shouldn't matter. Public, no, we don't need that. README. Maybe. Let's just see what happens when we bring that over. I don't know if it's going to be any different. Resources, scripts, themes. So I don't know how does one just get rid of, because we don't need the upstream on this. That is sufficient. That's sufficient. Because the one that's in there is working, I'm gonna just say, yeah, let's even though technically it should be the same, I'm just going to say let's copy that. And then let's delete anything that isn't there. Okay, cool. I think that will fix some problems, perhaps. What else? Is it just the workflows and the theme? Is that the only thing that was different? Content. Hi. Let's say hello world. Yeah, that's good. And the config.yaml, we can go back to good old John Doe here. We don't need the base URL. We might want that. I don't think we really want that. There we go. Yes. Your user, your project. I wish that there was a way to get some of the stuff pre-filled when you click on template. Discus URL. We're not even doing Discus right now, so I'm going to get rid of that. So this looks pretty lean and good. The most important things are these in that order. Let's put that like this. Title of site is important, author's important, copyright, take it or leave it. And I want to learn how to use the author system better. I should go to, I was just looking at this the other day. There's a Hugo author, and I posted in this. Hopefully my post was accepted. I posted in this so that I'd be able to find the right one again. This might be the right one. This is the right one. Okay, this is the right one. This is the one that everybody should be linking to. Right? Author. Okay. Is this right? Site author.johndoe. I think this is right. I think that's the one. And first link, first emoji, first like. What? I don't care about that. Okay. So I just wanted to link to this. For advance for multiple authors, see this. All right, good. All right, that's all good. That's all good. Let's check out what's different with the GitHub workflows. I think that we don't need the export of the GitHub token. In fact, I know we don't. because we've got this GH pages off right there. That's what's important. This is a little bit of magic. This GH pages off right here. And then let me also make sure that I grab from this one the scripts. Yeah, okay, so scripts dot deploy GH pages off. That right there. Those couple little bits make all the difference in the world as to whether or not this thing's going to work the way you expect or not. Oh, I heard a bloop. Was that someone direct messaging me? No. Okay. GitHub. And the content's looking good. And what was different about the build script? Yeah. We get around to that later. I do want to fix that. So maybe it'll work now, actually. I think it will. I think it will work now. Because I don't remember why. But we'll see momentarily if it works or not. All right. Should work. Again, just jump commits because I'm going to, once we have this right, which I think now we do, tomorrow I'm going to go through the process in short form because I'm not going to need to actually be going through and editing stuff. I'm just going to be like, hey, here's this theme and it looks like this. And hey, here's a GitHub action and here's GitHub pages and boom. If you want your blog set up, boom, there you go. So let's go to this template. Actions didn't run. I didn't push. Not accepted. Let me just make sure that this is what I think it is before I force push it. Yep, it is. I don't know what that was, but I can do this. I can check out that -b old main, and we can look and see what was the old main like. July 31st. Add comments. It just looks like I fixed the me and V's. Looks like that's all it was. Okay, should worked. Alrighty. Got the Hugo version, got the Node version, got our Git user, ran the build. What is this? Found a layout file for HTML for kind home. I wonder what that's about. That did not work. Content. Let's see, just run Hugo. Should create a template file which matches Hugo. Okay, what's this? Hugo version? Huh. I'm afraid. Let's see. 74. Webby. Hugo at 74. Do we have any newer 74? Nope. Okay. What about the latest Hugo? 86.1. Alright, no difference between the two. That's alright. I'm really confused. I think I must have done something wrong in here. I don't know. Maybe get submodule init, get submodule update. Let's try that. All right, let's go into here and run Hugo. That ran. Okay. So what might be the difference between the two? Let's back up this config file here. And let's look up there. Oh, okay. So we've got the config.toml, which I'm not a fan of, by the way. I don't think that toml files are that great. I think YAML is a lot easier to read. I don't know why it's called Tom's Obvious Markup Language, because it's not very obvious. It's kind of like a weird INI format. Okay, cool. There we go. That's what we needed. Whoops. Layouts, partials, date, update. Okay, I see why that file was changed names. Remove cruft. I'm surprised that build script ran. Set-e, set-u, that's why. I forgot. So bash by default runs in a terrible non-strict mode that is very loose and just says, yeah, whatever, it'll work. And if you do set-e, that means that it will actually catch errors and then report errors. And if you do set-u, it means that it will consider unsigned variable or unassigned variables to be errors. This is what bash should do by default. Why it doesn't, who knows. But running scripts without those two lines is bound to lead to heartache. All right, cool. So now, as of right now, I want to clean this up, but this right here, if you just click use this template, I think it says right in the README what it does. Yeah, if you click use this template and give it a nice name, and then edit your site in config.toml, and then go to settings and pages and select GH pages, then your site will be available at your username, your project. So this is true. This is true. This is what we were hoping for here. And it's a reality. And I'm going to go ahead and put this here. HTTPS. GitHub.com/CoolAge86/ oh no, it's actually going to be coolage86.github.io/bliss-demo-template. Yes, there we are. So if we take a look at the actions, good. it completely passed, which means that if I go here, I should see, well, sometimes it takes a minute. Let me double check that the actions did in fact complete as desired. So we should be able to go to the build, and yes, there are build files. Good, good. Looks good. Okay, and deploy. Oh. Here we are now in a detached head state. Force update. That's okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, everything looks good. So I think the fact that it wasn't there yet is just sometimes it takes a minute. And I had this problem before where I had to actually access index.html. Not sure what that was all about. Oh, I may actually not have pages turned on. So let me go here. Oops, no. They moved settings, and they put a gear icon like it's settings, but there's multiple settings. Okay, GitHub pages. There we go. I didn't actually set that up. Okay. Now, give it a minute and let's see what we get. I'm going to trigger a build just to trigger a build. Let's see if there's any white space or something or other. Well, actually, I'm interested to know. Okay, blog, this is not going to work. What? I thought he said that he fixed that. That's not going to work. Okay. Let me check and see on something else here. Dang it. Assets don't work if you aren't hosting at a root dir. Okay. I think he had an Eon demo up that had the config.yaml that had base URL set here. So we do need to set base URL. It's kind of annoying because we got to set the same thing a couple different times. But yeah, let's do this then. So this is going to be oh gosh, what is it? What's the name of my template site here? Bliss demo template. So it's going to be coolage86.github.io bliss github template, no, demo template. All right, let's see if is he actually using base URL. See, I think we're going to have to go into here. We'll see, we'll see. Where is it? Layouts, partials, nav. Site.base URL. Okay, got it. So that's home. Turning this into an absolute URL from the base URL. Got it. Wonder if there's anywhere else that's going to need to do that. Let's see, href. Rel permalink. We will see. Rel permalink. Okay. And it's as I had feared. Okay. So what's happening is the URLs are not correct. Wait, these look right. Oh, yep, I'm going to have to take that out. So that's bug fix. So basically, one of the processes works only when the URLs are relative. It doesn't work when they're absolute because it's a very simple pattern matching and it broke the pattern to use absolute URLs. So, no big deal. Let's see. All right, well, at least that works. Cool, cool. It's a little more editing than I would like, but I think what I could do is put the editor in Bliss to generate the config.yaml on your behalf. And that also should be config.toml, not config.yaml. All right. All right, what am I committing? Docs config.yaml, not toml. Okay, and let's check one more time. Huzzah! All right, everything's looking good. Go to blog, go to home, go to web development, go to hello world. Everything's looking good. And suggest edit. And then let's just go ahead and put in here Bliss demo template. Yep, cool. Excellent. Works great. So if you wanted to, you can just follow these instructions and you will have a blog. And then shortly, once, I guess tomorrow, I'll get the rest of this kind of hooked together. Let's see. So I kind of want to put like a blogs thing here. Yeah. And then you put in the other missing piece of information. Blog or static system. I'm going to make one small change here. Let's see, we already modified this. Site generator. There we go. I'll call that site generator. And then I'll put a base URL here as well. Let's see. So not get host, but we will call this base URL. And then we will give, this will be an input. And we will put here a placeholder. Base URL placeholder equals, and oh, and this is of type URL too. I should put that. So we got name, type is of URL, placeholder value is u.github.io/log. There we go. And put a nice width on this one. Style width is 70%, at least 60. Let's see what that looks like. I bring that on over. That was not what I was expecting in terms of width. I don't know how the width was set on any of these actually. Of the label. The width is set on the label. Okay, so let me move this width over to the label. I'll do it in the HTML. That'll be less error prone. Okay. What made this so wide? We got input width is 80%. Label width is 65%. That doesn't make any sense. Sure, why not? Why not? Oh yeah, that's working out just dandy. See, it seems like repo and branch should go together. and git host. Those should all kind of go together if they could. I think they can. Well, except the whole GitLab. Let's see. If I could make GitLab shorter, then that could fit there. How much shorter can I make it? Let's rearrange these just a touch and see what we can do. Site generator. Git host belongs up with git host, and let's just move that on up. And GitHub's going to be detected automatically. GitLab is disabled. Then with the site generator, we could have base URL, site generator, and then content path. Let's see. What's the name of this one? Base URL. Okay, so we need content path. And this is going to be an input. And this can get defaulted to something based on which system they're using. For example, it might be content blog. And this would be content path. Okay, so I need to make repo a little shorter. I can make branch name a lot shorter. Oops. All right, this could be base URL. Let's just take those down by 10%. Get a host. And this, yeah, we can take that down a peg. And we can take this down a peg or two. Let's see, I don't know what happens there. That makes no sense. About 0 cents. Okay. Okay, how are they getting further apart? How is there less space? What? That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, because it's floating right. Okay, let's take away the float. Okay, now let's take away some of that width. Take away some of this width. Take away some of this width. Let's see what we end up with. That is so totally wrong. Alrighty. Got bugs. Bugs trying to get in my nose. Alright, I'm so confused right now. Okay. Alright, so at least that makes sense. Okay. Alright, I think I get it. So this should take up 100%. Not, or like 95% or something. Yes, got it. Okay, cool. Oh, no, it can't take up quite that much. So it's got to take up like 90%? Or like 85%? Okay, I think I get it now. Okay, so what about 90%? No, that's too much. But 5%, that doesn't make any sense. 80% is about right, I guess. 82. Because this is getting bigger somehow. Oh, this is the worst. I hate dealing with CSS. Maybe I should try that grid thing. It's in the issues. Style grid area equals X. Got it. Okay. Let's see. Y. Cool. All right, let's see what happens. If I refresh the page, oh gosh, now I've forgotten where it is. Get rid of all that. Oh wait, was that the one? Indeed it was. Okay. All right, well, here we are. Why does this not take up 100%? There's a question for you. Field set width 90%. How about that? No? Oh, this is where I wish I had somebody tuning in that knew this stuff to teach me. Okay, grid area X. Alright, maybe it doesn't need that. Maybe it needs it here. Let me edit this one. Let's see, what do we get? Huh. Alright, let me go back. Let me go back to that issue. And let's see. Well, there might be a couple things I need to do. One, field set, border none, display grid. How about that? Or inline block. Oh, excellent. It just keeps getting better. All right. Label. I don't want to really do thirds. I don't really want to do halves. Let's see, first fixed, then filled. All right. Let's give label, field set. Let's get rid of all this? Oh, the joys of CSS. Hey, it's not as bad as it could be. I actually think we could take that down a little bit. Maybe 350? Maybe 300? Oh, how nice. Let's say 320. Okay. And then I guess I would need to tell this to have a width of 100%. Oh. Style equals width 100%, please. Of course not. Of course we can't use math. Why do I always think math will work? 90%. There we go. Let's take it down to 85 again. It really doesn't do much for the rest of these. Okay, so let's say this then. What was it, 385? We could instead do 320. Then we could give this a width. Let's see, style equals width 80%. Or was it 85? 85%. And then give this next one a width of, I guess, do we have to give the label a width? I don't know, 50 pixels? Okay, it needs a little bit more than that. Let's give it that and a half. Maybe 75? 75 pixels, looking pretty good. And then it just needs a little bit of padding there. I wonder what we could do to maybe just give it a little bit of padding. Padding right, say 1 EM or something. That wasn't what I wanted. I could maybe give it a margin. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I definitely would prefer it to have more like 120 pixels. I can spare a few. There we go. And then get host, which that is about the size that it has to be. Well, really. Okay, so we want to maximize for giving this as much as we can. And we want to give it a little bit more than that then. more still. Oh. Wait, where am I at? The repo, right? Yeah. So why the heck would this be spilling over? Down here. Maybe that already was spilling over and I just wasn't noticing. Okay, let's go down to the next field set. And let's do dang. Alright. And then let's just say that this deserves a little bit of margin. So style margin right 1 EM. Let's see. Oh, whatever. And can I make this thing float right? Style is width. Huh. It's kind of weird. Although this doesn't really need a label because it's not actually a button. So what if we just move all this down, get rid of the label. Doesn't really need a field set either. Come to think of it. There you go. Title of the ages and so much more. Let's see. Sorry, I haven't been talking much. I'm just working through minutia. You know how it goes. And I'm tired. Ready to go to bed. I just want to get this a little bit further along. Oops. Oh, wrong place, wrong place. Username. Let's just do user and repo. That's good. Let's see here. Yeah, we could probably get rid of that example stuff. For most of these anyway. Or maybe add it into the other one. That's the other idea. In any case, I don't think I broke anything with this. Kind of move this stuff around. Oops. All right, so we got content. Everything seems to be working well. Yeah, sure, let's go there. And then let's go. Sure, we'll do this one or this one, either one, sure. Yep, it's going back to GitHub, awesome, as it should. Content path, we're not really going to mess with. And that we're not actually going to mess with. So if I just click this, still takes me to the right place. So nothing to be too upset about. I think I do just want to capture see, do I need any of these things on the bottom right now? Yeah. Maybe I should switch that around. GitHub come first. Site generate come first. Yeah, I think that actually makes a little bit more sense. But I don't think I'll move it tonight. See what happens visually when I do this. So I give myself a little bit of margin. Where's branch at? So let's go ahead and just take that margin and slide it over here. Actually came on off of the input. So let's likewise put it back. Again, site generate Sure, that looks good enough. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, so this last little bit, definitely slog. Sorry. But the good news was where I should have ended this and then just kind of continued to goof off a little bit, or not goof off per se, but continue to do some work. We got to a good place earlier, something or other. I'm gonna go sleep now. There's actually little like gnats or something that has somehow gotten into the room, and I swear I'm not imagining them. I see them every once in a while. They flip by or something. Okay. And I actually want to reduce that a little bit. Calls is rows. Let's take it down to 10, see what happens. That's all right. Maybe 15. Anyway. All right. So we're going to create a template, and we're going to get this thing to figure out if it can know where it's coming from. That's what we're going to do. So when you go to edit, you're going to edit from the blog. You create from here. I don't know. I'm sorry. I should have ended this half an hour ago, or however long ago. I'm out. I'm done. Dunzo. Have a good night. Like and subscribe if at all, somehow, you found this useful. And especially maybe when that middle part was all right. I'll catch you tomorrow probably. I'll be getting this, doing the good stuff. The template repo, GitHub Actions. We got to figure it out. It's working. Just need to do the better video. Something or other. Comment, like, subscribe. Pity accepted. Or no pity because I did it to myself. I didn't finish my Mountain Dew. Anyway, all of that. Adios.